on sentry, go to chase monotony. He exercises of his brains, that is assuming that he's got any. Though never nurtured in the lap of luxury, yet I admonish you. I am an intellectual chap, and think of things that will astonish you. I often think it's comical, fa-la-la, fa-la-la, that nature always does contrive, fa-la-la-la, that every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la, fa-la-la is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la. When in that house MPs divide if they've a brain and cerebellum too. They've got to leave that brain outside and vote just as their leaders tell them to. But when the prospect of a lot of dull MPs in close proximity are thinking for themselves is what no man can face with equanimity, then let's rejoice with love, fa-la, that nature always does contrive, that every boy and every gal that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Fa-la-la, fa-la-la is either a little liberal or else a little conservative.
bring the deuce with everything. Tonight is the second reading of his bill to throw the peerage open to competitive examination.
And he'll carry it too.
Carry it? Of course he will. He's a parliamentary U-Haul. He carries everything.
Yes, if you please. That's our fault.
The deuce it is.
Yes, we influence the members and compel them to vote just as he wishes them to. It's our system. It shortens the debate.
But think of what it all means. I don't much mind for myself. But with a house of peers with no grandfathers worth mentioning, the country must go to the dogs.
I suppose it must.
Now, I don't want to say a word against brains. I have a great respect for brains. I often wish I had some myself. But with a House of Peers composed exclusively of people of intellect, what's to become of the House of Commons?
I never thought of that.
This comes of women interfering in politics. It so happens that if there is an institution in Great Britain which is not susceptible of any improvement at all, it is the House of Peers. When Britain really ruled the waves in good Queen Bess's time, the House of Peers made no pretense to intellectual eminence or scholarships sublime. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. Yet Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. Yes, Britain won her proudest days in good Queen Bess's glorious days. When Wellington thrashed Bonaparte, as every child can tell, the House of Peers throughout the war did nothing in particular, and did it very well. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yet Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. Yes, Britain set the world ablaze in good King George's glorious days. And while the House of Peers holds its legislative hand, and noble statesmen do not itch to interfere with matters which they do not understand, as bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days. As bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days. As bright will shine Great Britain's rays, as in King George's glorious days.
Charming persons, are they not? Distinctly. For self-contained dignity combined with airy condescension. Give me a British representative here.
Then pray stop this protege of yours before it's too late.
Oh,
Just think of the mischief you're doing.
but we can't stop him now. Aren't they lovely? Oh, why did you have to go and define us, you great geese? Each way through us you plead, don't go. Your prayers we do not heed, don't go. It's true we say
the case, my dears.
Don't go!
We'll go.
Shame upon you! Is this your fidelity to the laws you are bound to obey? Know ye not that it is death to marry a mortal?
Yes, but it's not death to wish to marry a mortal. If it were, you'd have to execute us all.
Oh, this is weakness! Subdue it!
We know it's weakness, but the weakness is so strong. We are not all as tough as you are.
Tough? Do you suppose that I'm insensible to the effects of manly beauty? Look at that man. A perfect picture. Who are you, sir?
Private Willis, B Company, 1st Grenadier Guards.
You're a very fine fellow, sir.
I am generally admired.
I can quite understand it. Now here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. That man has the most extraordinary effect upon me. If I yielded to a natural impulse, I should fall down and worship that man. But I mortify this inclination. I wrestle with it, and it lies beneath my feet. That is how I treat my regard for that man. Oh, foolish faith, think you because his bravery my bosom thaws, I'd disobey our fair-in-law, because I fly in realms above, in tendency to fall in love, resemble I the amorous dove, resemble I the amorous dove. Oh, amorous
ought to be enough to make any girl happy. But I'm miserable. Don't suppose it's because I care for Strephon, for I hate him. No girl could care for a man who goes about with a mother considerably younger than himself. Oh.
Phyllis, my dog!
Phyllis, my own!
Don't! How dare you! But perhaps you're the two noblemen I'm engaged to?
I am one of them.
I am the other.
Oh, then, my darling, my own. Well, have you settled which it's to be?
Not altogether. It's a difficult position. It would be hardly delicate to you. Toss up. On the whole, we'd rather leave it to you.
How can it possibly concern me? You are both earls, and you are both rich, and you are both plain.
So we are. At least I am.
So am I.
No.
Oh, I am indeed very plain.
Well, perhaps you are.
There's really nothing to choose between you. If one of you would forgo his title and distribute his estates among his Irish tenantry, why then I should see a reason for accepting the other.
Tolloller, are you prepared to make this sacrifice?
No,
Not even to oblige a lady?
no, not even to oblige a lady.
And the only question is, which of us shall give way to the other? Perhaps on the whole, she would be happier with me. I don't know, I may be wrong.
No, I don't know that you are. I really believe she would. But the awkward part of the thing is that if you rob me of the girl of my heart, we must fight, and one of us must die. It's a family tradition I've sworn to respect. It's a painful position, for I have a very strong regard for you, George.
Oh, my dear Thomas.
You are very dear to me, George. We were boys together. At least I was. If I were to survive you, my existence would be hopelessly embittered.
Then, my dear Thomas, you must not do it. I say it again and again, if it shall have this effect on you, then you must not do it. No. If one of us is to destroy the other, let it be me.
No.
Yes, by our boyish friendship, I implore you.
Well, be it so. But no, I cannot consent to an act which would crush you with unavailing remorse.
But it would not do so. Oh, I should be very sad at first. It would not be. But it would wear off. I like you very much, but not perhaps as much as you like me.
George, you're a noble fellow, but that telltale tear betrays you. No, George, you are very fond of me, and I cannot consent to give you a week's uneasiness on my account.
But, dear Thomas, it would not last a week. Remember, you lead the House of Lords. On your demise, I shall take your place. Oh, Thomas, it would not last a day. Oh.
Now I do hope you're not going to fight about me, because it really isn't worthwhile.
Well, I don't believe it is.
Nor I. The sacred ties of friendship are paramount.
Though perhaps I may incur your blame, the things of you I would not do in friendship's name.
And I may say I think the same, not even love should rank above to friendship's name.
Then free me mine the blame, forget your creeds and go your ways in friendship's name. In friendship's name.
Oh, many a man in friendship's name has yielded fortune, rank, and fame, but no one yet in the world so
robs me of me rest. Love, helpless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on me chest, and weaves itself into my midnight slumps. When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and repose is tabooed by anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire of usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, and your sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles, you feel like mixed pickles, so terribly sharp is the pricking. And you're hot and you cross and you tumble and toss till there's nothing twixt you and the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick them all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Well, you get some repose in the form of a dose with hot eyeballs and head ever aching, but your slumbering teems of such horrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about in a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat, penny ice and cold meat, to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Sloane Square and South Kensington stations. And bound on that journey, you find your attorney who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving like mad with a singular lad. By the by, the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names, and you tell him the tie's been a dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand, and you find her as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, a black silk with gold clogs, crossing Salisbury Plain on a bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycle too, which they've somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the tars all the particulars of a company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get at low prices all goods from cloth mixtures to cables, which tickled the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good space, the two plants a small tradesman first take off his boots with a boot tree. Then his legs will take root, and his fingers will shoot, and they'll blossom and bud like a fruit tree. Then the grapefruit tree, you get grapes and green pea, cauliflower, pineapples, and cranberries. While the pastry cook plant cherry brandy will grant apple puffs and 3/4 and banberries. The shares are a penny and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring. And just as a few were allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despairing. You're a regular wreck with a crick in your neck, and no wonder you snore, for your head's on the floor, and you've needles and pins in your soles and your shins, and your flesh is a creep, and your left leg's asleep, and you crap in your toes and a fly in your nose, it's a fluff in your lung, and a feverish tongue, and a thirst is intense. The general sense that you have him is sleeping in clover. But the darkness is lost, day like frost, and the night we long to my song. And thank goodness they're both of them
I am much distressed to see your lordship in this condition.
My lords, it is seldom that a Lord Chancellor has reason to envy the positions of another, but I am free to confess I would rather be 2 earls engaged to Phyllis than any other half-dozen noblemen upon the face of the globe.
It's an enviable position when you're the only one.
Oh, yes, no doubt, most enviable. At the same time, seeing you thus, we naturally say to ourselves, oh, this is very sad. His lordship is constitutionally as blithe as a bird. He trills upon the bench like a thing of song and gladness. His series of judgments in F sharp, given andante in 6/8 time, are among the most remarkable effects ever produced in a court of chancery. He is perhaps the only living instance of a judge whose decrees have received the honor of a double encore. How can we bring ourselves to do that which will deprive the Court of Chancery of one of its most attractive features?
I feel the force of your remarks, but I am here in 2 capacities, and they clash, me lord, they clash. I deeply grieve to say that in declining to entertain my last application to myself, I presume to address myself in terms which render it impossible for me ever to address myself again. It was a most painful scene, my lord. Most painful.
This is what it is to have two capacities. Let us be thankful that we are persons of no capacity whatever.
Come, remember, you're a very just and kindly old gentleman, and you need have no hesitation in approaching yourself, so that you do so respectfully and with a proper show of deference.
Do you really think so?
I do.
Well, I will nerve myself to another effort, and if that fails, I resign myself to my fate.
If you go in, you're sure to win. Yours will be the charming maid. Viola, the ancient saw, faint heart never won fair lady. Never, 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 faint heart never won fair lady. Every journey has an end, when at the worst affairs will mend. Dark the dawn when day is nigh, hustle your horse and don't say die. He who shies at such a price is not worth a meal of aid. Be so kind to bear in mind, fate hath never won fair lady. Never, 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 fate hath never won fair lady. While the sun shines make your hay, where a will is there's a way. Bear the lion in his lair, none but the brave deserve the fair.
I'll take heart and make a start, though I fear the prospect shady. Much I'd spend to gain my end. Faint heart never won fair lady. Never, 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 faint heart never won fair lady. Nothing venture, nothing win. Blood is thick, but water's thin. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's love that makes the world go round. Nothing venture, nothing win. Blood is thick, but water's thin. In for a penny, in for a pound. It's love that makes the world go
My bill has now been read a second time. His ready votes no member now refuses. In verity I wield a power sublime, and one that I can turn to mighty uses. What joy to carry in the very teeth of ministry, cross bench and opposition, some rather urgent measures quite beneath the ken of patriot and politician. Hold your flapping wings, soaring legislator. Stoop to little things, stoop to human nature. Never need to roam, members patriotic. Let's begin at home. Crime is no exotic. Bitter is your bane, terrible your trials, dingy dreary lane, soulless seven dials. seal out gathered from the gutter. Hustle him about, strap him to a shutter. What am I but he who washed at our stated, fed on filigree, clothed and educated? He's a mark of scorn. I might be unothered if I had been born of a tipsy mother. Take a wretched thief to the city sneaking, pocket handkerchief ever seeking. What is he but I, robbed of all my chances, picking pockets by force of circumstances? I might be as bad as unlucky rather if I only had begging for a I suppose one ought to enjoy oneself in Parliament when one leads both parties as I do. But I'm miserable, poor broken-hearted fool that I am. Oh, Phyllis, Phyllis.
Yes?
Phyllis! But I suppose I should say, my lady. I've not yet been informed which title your ladyship has pleased to select.
I haven't quite decided. You see, I have no mother to advise me.
No, I have.
Yes, a young mother.
Not very. A couple of centuries or so.
Oh, she wears well.
She does. She's a fairy.
I beg your pardon, a what?
Oh, I've no longer any reason to conceal the fact. She's a fairy.
A fairy? Well, but that does account for a good many things. Then I suppose you're a fairy.
I'm half a fairy.
Which half?
The other half, down to the waistcoat.
Dear me, there is nothing to show it.
Don't do that.
But why didn't you tell me this before?
I thought you would take a dislike to me. But as it's all off, you may as well know the truth. I'm only half immortal.
But I'd rather have half the mortal I do love than half a dozen I don't.
Oh, I think not. Go to your half dozen.
It's only two and I hate him. Please forgive me.
I don't think I ought to. Besides, all sorts of difficulties will arise. You know, my grandmother looks quite as young as my mother. So do all my aunts.
I quite understand. Whenever I see you kissing a very young lady, I shall know it's an elderly relative.
You will? Then, Phyllis, I think we shall be very happy.
We won't wait long.
No, we might change our minds. We'll get married first.
And change your minds afterwards.
That's the usual course. If we're weak enough to tarry, I we marry you and I. Of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by. For peers with flowing coffers press their offers, that is why I am sure we should not tarry, I we marry you and I.
If we're weak enough to tarry, we marry you and I. If the more attractive maiden true will aid and you reply. If by chance we should be parted, broken-hearted, I should die. So I think we will not tarry ere we marry you and I. Oh.
by and by. So I think we will not tarry, ere we marry, you and I, you and I, you and I.
But does your mother know your... I mean, is she aware of our engagement?
She is. And now she welcomes her daughter-in-law.
Oh, she kisses just like other people. But the Lord Chancellor...
I forgot him. Mother, none can resist your fairy eloquence. You will go to him and plead for us.
No, impossible.
But our happiness, our very lives depend upon our obtaining his consent.
Oh, madam, you cannot refuse to do this.
You know not what you ask. The Lord Chancellor is my husband.
Your husband?
My husband and your father.
Then our cause is plain. Upon learning that Strephon is his son, all objections to our marriage will be at once removed.
Nay, he must never know. He believes me to have died childless. Dearly as I love him, I am bound under penalty of death not to deceive him. Oh, but see, he comes. Quick, my veil.
Victory! Victory! Success has crowned my efforts, and I may consider myself engaged to Phyllis. At first, I wouldn't hear of it. It was out of the question. But I took heart. I pointed out to myself that I was no stranger to myself, that, in point of fact, I had been personally acquainted with myself for some years. That had its effect. I admitted that I had watched me professional advancement with considerable interest, and I handsomely added that I yielded to no one in admiration of me private and professional virtues. This was a great point gained. I then endeavored to work upon me feelings. Conceive my joy when I distinctly perceived a tear glistening in my own eye. Eventually, after a severe struggle with myself, I reluctantly, most reluctantly, consented.
My lord, a suppliant at your feet I kneel. Oh, listen to a mother's fond appeal. Hear me tonight, I come in urgent need. 'Tis for my son, young Strephon, that I plead. He loves, if in the bygone years thine eyes have ever shed tears, bitter unavailing tears for one untimely death. If
it may not be, for so the fates decide. Learn thou that Phyllis is me promised bride.
Thy bride? No, no.
It shall be so. Those who would separate us woe betide.
My doom, thy lips have spoken. I plead in vain. A vow already broken, I break again. For him, for her, for thee, I yield my life. Behold, it may not be. I am thy wife.
Iolanthe, thou livest?
I live, now let me die. Once again thy vows are broken, thou thyself thy doom hast spoken. Bow thy head to destiny, death thy doom, and thou shalt die. If Iolanthe must die, so must we all. For as she has sinned, so have we. What?
We are all fairy duchesses, marchionesses, countesses, viscountesses, and baronesses.
It's our fault. They couldn't help themselves.
It seems they have helped themselves, and pretty freely too. You have all incurred death. But I can't slaughter the whole company, and yet the law is clear. Every fairy must die who marries a mortal.
Allow me, as an old equity draftsman, to make a suggestion. The subtleties of the legal mind are equal to the emergency. Oh, thing is really quite simple. The insertion of a single word will do it. Let it stand that every fairy shall die who don't marry a mortal. And there you are, out of your difficulty at once.
We like your humor. Very well. Private Willis!
Mom!
To save my life, it is necessary that I marry at once. How should you like to be our fairy guardsman?
Well, I don't think much of the British soldier who wouldn't inconvenience himself
to save a female in distress.
You are a brave fellow. You're a fairy from this moment. And you, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Now it appears to be recruited entirely from persons of intelligence. I really don't see what use we are down here. Do you, Tolloller?
None whatever.
Good! Then away we go to Fairyland!
Soon as we may, off and away, we'll commence our journey, airy, happy are we, as you can see. Everyone is now a fairy. Everyone is now a fairy. Go as a gentle moving now, 2 strings go to every bow. Wake up your minds and leave to ring, if you to bow to every string.
Go as a gentle moving now, 2 strings go to every bow. Make up your minds and leave to ring, if you to bow to every string.
Up in the sky, ever so high, pleasures come in endless series. We will arrange happy exchange, house of peers for house of peers, 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 house of peers for house of peers. Up in the air, sky high, free from wars in Chancellor, I will be surely happier, for I'm such a susceptible Chancellor.
Up in the air, sky high, free from wars in Chancellor, I will be surely happier, for I'm such a susceptible Chancellor.